how to get more Adra in Avowed, and more importantly, how to get better quality items, which you can also get Adra from. Now, Adra is definitely one of the biggest issues for a lot of people to gain, and the good news is there are ways of doing it. You would not like all those ways, but there is a pattern you can follow when it comes to higher quality items and how to obtain Adra. Now, let's talk about the obvious ways on how to do this. You are running around in the world, you are sometimes finding Adra on enemies or in some regions, or when you are starting to get into the higher cities, you can go to some of the vendors and they might have some Adra for you. I've already bought the Adra she had, but she had some Adra for me, right? The blacksmith in the first city. Now, keep in mind, as far as I know, they are only selling this once. So the moment you have the Adra from them, you will not get more Adra from them over time. So, wait, how can you then force to get more Adra? Well, there is another way, and you would not like that idea, but that is the 100% guaranteed way on how to do this, and that is destroying your uniques. Now, before you are now starting to destroy every unique you have, let me finish here. You have to destroy uniques which are at least fine quality. They have to be at least blue before they can give you Adra. Right, you can see it here right now with the last light of day. It's not fine yet, it's not blue, and I would not get any Adra if I break this down. And that only works with uniques. Normal weapons, you can see it also here, will not give you any Adra. So, break down the fine uniques you really don't need, you really will not use for your playthrough, and then you will have at least a little bit more Adra to upgrade your uniques. Now, what I also highly recommend is don't necessarily upgrade the normal items you can find. Buy some new ones when you are getting into the city, right? Like, don't waste too many resources on them, because you can just buy the newer ones, and the only things you really have to upgrade are the uniques, because, well, you cannot buy higher quality. But Mo, how can I make sure that the uniques which are dropping, especially at the beginning, are of high quality? So this is what I recommend. The moment you can get into Paradise, which is the first city, you should do this as quickly as possible if you haven't yet. Because the game is calculating the quality of the items which are dropping with the quality of the items in your inventory. And if you are going, huh? Let me explain. You can see here, I have a fine arquebus, right? That means because I have a fine quality item on me, I don't have to have it equipped. It is enough when you have a weapon, very important, a weapon in your inventory, which is at least of fine quality. The uniques which will drop will also be of fine quality. And the other items. Not always, but at least the uniques will be, and I think most of the items will. So make sure that when you unlock Paradise, you go to one of the merchants and buy at least one fine quality weapon. I think the mage item, when you were going to the person which is selling you the wands, I think it's the cheapest. It only costs 3,000 instead of 4,000. So if you are not having that much money, it will probably help. But make sure that you have at least, if you are having it not equipped, have at least one blue item in your inventory. And it must be a weapon. It must be a weapon to count. That's at least how it works right now. I don't know if they will change the system at some point, but again, that's how it works right now, so try to do that as quickly as possible. With that said, I hope it was helpful. If you still have some questions or ideas, let me know down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you leave a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, you love RPG games and survival games, that's what we are focusing on here, then I would also appreciate if you might consider to subscribe. With that said, thanks so much for watching, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye bye.